Hello, I'm Gerald Wykoff, and I'm going to be helping you with an ancient wire process called chainmaille, which consists of making jewelry out of jump rings of different sizes and different tactics and techniques. This short lesson will be in the popular chainmaille technique of box chain links and Byzantine chain links. Let's get started. One of the major difficulties in learning chainmaille is the fact that in so many videos you see demonstrations with 7, 8, 9 millimeter rings, and they're difficult to follow the manipulations of the rings. So for the purposes of this lesson, we'll be changing to huge rings so that you can see what happens when you're beginning to work these rings. Byzantine and box chain links are almost identical in preparation. The only difference is that you start both the Byzantine and the 8-ounce chain links with a set of three sets of 2 rings each. In the Byzantine chain link, you continue using what's called 3 sets. If, however, you're making a box chain, you start with a 3 set only as the first step, and then all succeeding links are made with merely 2 sets of 2 rings. You don't really need a large inventory of tools for making jump rings. You can use a pair of bent nose pliers. They come in handy for gripping jump rings when you want to bend them. But you can go right ahead and use the head of a nut, route out the slot a little bit, and you can actually make a hand operation that will open and close jump rings very handily. I can use fingers and work much faster than I can manipulating the pliers. This is about all you need, plus a pair of nippers, to cut them off, or perhaps a jewelry saw if you're going to make your own. If you do intend to make your own, you probably need a spool of wire like this, or supplies of colored wires and so forth. But beyond that, you'll find that chain making or chainmaille is a very inexpensive hobby and a very elegant jewelry making technique that has centuries of history behind it. At the top, you'll see the 3 set. Next down, you'll see the starter set in which you merely slip 4 rings through 2 open rings and then close the rings. Here is a good example of a box chain, and below you can see the unique presentation of the Byzantine chain. Now let's start with what you'll need to begin chainmaille or chain making. At the top, the first thing we do is we open up 2 jump rings and then slip 4 jump rings into it and then close the 2 jump rings. Pull the rings together and you have a full set. The next step is, for convenience, is to take the outside set of rings and just hook a wire up to them like this. And that's so later when you want to find out how the rings are pulling, such as when you have a long strand of links like this and you want to have them drop into place, you merely need to pick up your wire tail holder and the rings will drop into place. The next step is to grab the set of rings here, and then we follow the OBC, open, bottom of the ring, and then connect. It's only a 3-step process whether you're making a Byzantine or a box chain. We'll leave the OBC here. What we mean by open is that you grab the rings and then open, or you flip open the 2 open rings so that they follow. Beneath we're trying to make a connection to the bottom of these rings. So what we do is open up these rings, and then we use a needle nose or a picker, and we reach in and pull out these two rings, and then we're ready to make a connection. So then we grab another set of 3 with the 2 outside rings open. We connect one through, and then we connect the other through. The next step is simple. Then all you do is close the rings. There, now grab it by the tail, and when you pull, you can see that the first link on a Byzantine is already complete. The next step, OBC. Open the 2 top rings, let them fall. Open the other set of rings, and with the picker, reach in, grab the bottom of the rings, and pull them out. Then take another set of 3 with open rings on top, and put both rings through, and then use your ring tool and close these rings. Grab the tail to shake it out, and you can see that you now have 2 nice rings, and all you have to do now is complete this process using 3 steps at a time. That's all there is to Byzantine chain making. And whether you're using huge rings like this, which I don't know, may have some purpose, you realize that this set of small rings here, with the 4 rings through, the 2 rings for starters, and then you can go ahead and make an entire length of Byzantine chain links as long as you want, and then later we'll put a head and a tail on them, a lock. But that's Byzantine. Now let's step to box link, which is virtually identical. Now to make a box chain, again, you begin with the basic set of 3 as the first link, and then you go immediately into an OBC routine, but this time instead of using 3 sets, you use a 2 set. The first step is to grab the farthermost set of rings, and O as an open the rings back, and then pull through the bottom of the ring. Then you connect the set of rings on the set of 2. Shake it open, and you have the first box. There's the first box or link in the box link chain. Now grab the rings again, fold open the front, and let them fall back. Then open up and pull out the bottom of the rings you just folded back, and make them set, and then drop in the second link of the 2 chains. Then it's just a simple matter to close these rings, take your tail, pull, and there you have the box link. Notice that the links are consecutive. They don't have a ring separator or 2 rings separating them, as you will see in the chain link. For example, on the chain link, you'll notice here that there's a set of rings here, a set of rings here, a set of rings here, separating the links. With a box chain, each link follows the other. It's a much denser chain wrap connection.